Hornets in the preseason. And if he generates those shots and makes them, he's going to be pretty good. Miles Bridges now playing at the 4. Williams trying to operate. They go for the switch. It's Smith on LaMelo into the corner, no spacing. Curry getting off the ball, setting up man outside. That was nice work there to get the ball out of that compacted spacing and find man. There's Green on the blow by. Look out! Oh, that would have been one of the dunks of the season so far. Brooks gets it back and hits that little floater going to his left. Man, that was almost an obliteration of Grant Williams when it slipped out of Green's hands. He doesn't have the biggest hands. LaMelo backing up. Williams pick and pop. Good close down by Şengün. Williams just trips. Şengün's going to tie him up here, and it will be a favorite. I think Şengün's defense has impressed me so far in this game. Going to tweet us out here briefly. And also, if you are in here but you don't have NBA League Pass yet, number one, I think you can get a free trial right now. But we also have an affiliate link, and I'm going to try to see if I can find that for you guys. Surely they would make that easily accessible here. Yeah, so if you guys think another game is getting good, you want to go there. We got Detroit 95, Indiana 91. Brooklyn, Atlanta is in the third quarter as well. This is the game I was most interested to see. Houston is up by 15. We may not watch much of this in the second half, so I think we'll stay here for now and then see what happens with Indiana, Detroit. If that gets close, watch the first half of that one, and so should have some decent thoughts once we turn that direction if it happens. Again, going to just try to get our socials done. I'm solo today, so need to actually get some people to watch this thing. All right, so this will be, let's see if Charlotte can maintain contact here because they have not looked good. They got about 3 minutes left. Houston heading towards making this a blowout. And they're going with Grant Williams at center. They're going to be real small, but they need that to guard Şengün in the posts. Rocks win the tip off that Şengün tie up. Brooks will fire from way out. Şengün forced a tip out on the rebound. Now he's going to post up on Bridges, and Bridges gave him a chuck for a foul underneath. Yeah, this group for Charlotte, I mean, let me check. I haven't fully locked in this game. Maybe Brandon Miller is in foul trouble here, but this is a tiny group on the perimeter. Tiny overall. I mean, their biggest guy is 6'6". There's a drive by Van Vliet. Looks to kick out. Şengün. He hit a 3 earlier, and that's 2 for Alperen Şengün. Şengün and Green have both been excellent. Here's Mann trying to attack Van Vliet in space. Şengün comes over and stops Bridges as Van Vliet held him up nicely. Will I ever release the amount of Dunked on Prime subscribers? Uh, you're one of two actually, so hopefully the other guy will come in soon. Going to a different game at Rockets halftime? Yeah, absolutely. We have the ability to jump around. If you're on League Pass and it happens to be your home game, you might be in trouble. Yeah, at halftime we'll definitely go to Detroit Pacers, particularly with Houston looking to be in control here so far. So Cody Martin is back in. They need a little more defense on the perimeter. Interesting that Brandon Miller has 0 fouls right now, unless I haven't heard anything about an injury from him. Maybe just that Charles Lee hasn't particularly loved his effort level because he's played 11 minutes. So you'd think he would be closing this half out. They could use a little more length on the perimeter. So here's Green now picked up by Martin. There looks like they're going to run some guard screening to get man onto Green. Green stepping back, just fires it off the dribble. And we're going to get a loose ball foul as Ball was trying to box out Jabari Smith Jr. And Jabari makes a little fun of him for complaining. Ball looks like has looked about the same so far. Doesn't look to have gotten much stronger or more physical. He's getting obliterated on screens at the point of attack. Richards has returned. He's gotten beaten up pretty badly by Şengün in the post, replacing Grant Williams. Here's Green going to his left. He'll fire yet another three. That was well short, and good box out by Martin on Şengün. Amen Thompson is in defensively. Ball cutting backdoor. Good help by Şengün. Martin missing the three. He hit one earlier. Şengün controlling the backboards, and he'll push it up. No one picks him up. He's just going to go right into the lane. He's got LaMelo on him and somehow lost it. Dives on the floor beautifully. That was great hustle. Now Thompson finds Green. No hesitation. That's the third three in the last minute. He was shooting at an insane rate this preseason, and he's missed three in a row. All pretty quick shots, but that's what he's been doing. He had 37 3-point attempts in 95 minutes in the preseason as LaMelo gets that floater going left. Is Richards any good? I can't really tell. He seems to be a trade target. He's a backup center. That's what he is. He's overstretched as a starting center, but he plays hard on the offensive glass. Here's a man. Look out! Oh, beautiful finish there, going right through Richards. And that's something Amen, his finishing disappointed me a little bit as Richards. That's a nice little move, beating Green. That's actually probably been Charlotte's best offense, is quickly inbounding the ball after made layups by Houston. But yeah, that's a really nice finish getting into the chest of the big man. If you can get off the ground first and have your chest be above his chest when there's contact, you're going to bounce up higher and be able to finish it. Rocket's going to try to set up the 2-for-1 here. Green switched on to my man. Now gets the screen from Amen. Green, this is a fourth three-pointer we've watched. He's missed all four of them. Jalen Green now 3 of 7 from downtown. Ball. They try to pre-switch this with Jabari Smith. Ball getting the switch, steps back, left it well short, rebounded by Martin. Man doesn't hold for one, but he hits a three in the corner. Van Vliet just could stand to bring it up a little faster here. He's crossing the timeline with 5. He'll attack man off the dribble and kicks out. Thompson hit a corner three earlier. That was not close. So the Rockets' 3-point shooting goes awry here late, and they now lead by only 11. They led by as much as 18. And let's switch over now to that Pacers and Pistons game. Ron Holland, I saw the first half of this game. He was active, much more so than when I saw him in the preseason in Golden State. And yeah, looks like it's going to be a technical foul with 6 Pistons on the floor. So try to catch you up on some of the stats in this one. Miles Turner has 20 points. Halliburton has not hit a three. He's 0 for 6. He did have kind of a jag late in the second where he tried to get more three-pointers up, didn't make any of them. And so he's only 4 of 13, 8 points and 3 assists. They just haven't run that much through him in the parts that I've watched. And then off the bench, James Wiseman was very aggressive early, and then I fear he may have torn his Achilles because he looked like he had been kicked. Now, sometimes that could maybe be a calf strain, but where he was holding it and the way he walked off, and most importantly, like his expression as he walked to the back, and then the fact that everyone has been tweeting about it since it was a total non-contact injury. He takes a three and then just like is backpedaling and then like tried to even slightly move forward and it looked like something happened. I mean, I'm hoping it's a calf strain, but just the way everyone seemed to react, including him, I would imagine that some reporters know what it likely is already. Obviously, that's something you can figure out pretty easily on the floor. Uh, who should start for the Kings, Ellis or Herter? Ellis, I think, would be my answer. They don't have anyone else to guard the ball at this point, so that's yeah. Hey, everyone on YouTube, glad that y'all are here as well. And yeah, Trey Mann, the shorts. I mean, maybe he is going for an Iverson look because he also has the cornrows as well. Certainly a player of his ilk. You could see him wanting to emulate. So, all right, we are underway here now after the technical foul. The Pistons punt a point away. Holland, I guess, never came off the floor. And this is a group they went to earlier with Hardaway Jr. and Beasley together, just trying to get more spacing. Halliburton on the attack. Beasley and Halliburton played a playoff series against one another last year. Into the corner, Halliburton blowing by Beasley. Floater is, man, he is so good at that shot. Any way I could link playback to League Pass in Australia? Yes, it should be possible. Type /help, and they may be able to assist you there. But yeah, if international League Pass, it should work. Here's Beasley on the drive. Halliburton gambled, and it bounces around. Nice rebound by Siakam. Halliburton pass fake now sets up Nembhard. Nembhard is run into by Hardaway, but even though Hardaway commits the foul there, that's an example of where Nembhard, for all the things he does do well, most shooting guards in the league get that shot up from the corner. They're just ready to shoot. They get it off faster, and that's not necessarily what Nembhard is going to do. They have not really played him as the sole point guard at any point as well. Halliburton he'll take the three going to his right, and that's not even close. Pacers by one. It's Cunningham picked up by Siakam in transition. Siakam has guarded him well. Cunningham has looked more dynamic here in the second half, and he hits a little hook shot. He's had a couple of plays he blew by. I think it was Nembhard in transition to get to the bucket after the first half. He really wasn't able to get separation. They set that screen out high. Great pass by Halliburton, and they will not give the shooting attempt to Miles Turner, but that was a difficult pass in traffic. How many threes does Klingon need to make per 36 minutes to get guarded? I think he needs to take like 4 or 5 for it to really. I mean, all right, if he's going to be wide open, yeah, to really get guarded, I think you would need to take like 4 or 5 for 36 and make an acceptable percentage. Here's Nemhard. He powers in, finds Matherin in the corner, and Matherin hitting the spot up three. That has not been a strength of his. He does have good shooting mechanics, though. If he can make that shot consistently, that will be solid. Neesmith is off the bench here. Nemhard goes down, and here's a three left wide open by Cunningham, but he can't cash out. Transition, it's Halliburton looking to get Siakam in the post. Instead, Halliburton drives. Oh, beautifully defended by Cunningham, who backed off to intercept. Now it's going to be Harris. Harris going into Nemhard. That's got to be a blocking foul, and it is. And one for Tobias Harris. Pistons a chance to tie here. Or, excuse me, to take a 2-point lead. They should not challenge this one, in my opinion. Yeah, nah, he's moving to his right very easily there. That is an obvious blocking foul. He's not in his path. But you can wipe off a 3-point play. This is a high value challenge. I think he's still obviously moving to his right there. Now, this is a play where Harris does kind of change direction at the last minute, and you don't necessarily get credit for that change of direction at the last minute if you're making a Euro step. It's more a question of like, was he in his path beforehand? But to me, Nemhard really is never set at all in that circumstance. And when I say set, that doesn't necessarily mean you can't be backpedaling or something. But if you're not, he to me, he was never in his path. See if we can catch up around the league. Atlanta 75, Brooklyn 71. Halftime in Orlando, or I'm sorry, in Miami, Orlando leads by 4. And Milwaukee starting to put the hammer down on Philly up 14. And yeah, Toronto is getting hammered by Cleveland. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, I completely disagree with that overturn. Like Nemhard's entire torso is moving to the right when contact occurs, and he's not taking it anywhere close to the chest either. But that's a huge challenge. Uh, and you know the uh, maybe I'm biased on those plays because I just think that charges are so stupid. But in that instance, like I mean, as far as what I understand the rule to be, I don't understand that overturn. I watched a little bit of Toronto Cleveland in the first half, and I didn't see it turn into a total blowout like this. So that's when I don't think I'll spend too much time on that on the pod today, but I'll catch up on it at least a little bit. Yeah, I mean Nembhard, he's moving his shoulder forward to make sure that contact occurs rather than just standing there to me. But now Halberton off that little pitch play. Oh, and he's had a couple of chances to take that floater, which is a great shot for him, and instead he's passed that up. But yeah, that little pitch play is a good way to get Halliburton going to his right hand. Matherin tells Turner to pop out so they can run the play. There's Halliburton setting up Siakam above the break. Quick release, but that's the right play there. Helping one pass away. Siakam above the break. You feel okay giving that shot up. Stewart didn't really make much contact on the screen. They rescreen now. Nemhard got through that again. Cunningham using the size advantage, but I never really got separation. That was a great job getting through the screen by Nemhard. Now Siakam, he's been going against Harris on both ends all night. Backing in, wants to spin. Now he has to just step back instead. And that, again, good Detroit defense here. Good job of helping, but not really giving up an advantage. Siakam calls the switch. Now Harris guarded by Nemhard. Not much going on for Detroit on this possession. It's Hardaway. He'll blow by, setting up Stewart. Good pass fake, sets up the three, left it long. I thought maybe Hardaway could have taken that shot. Pacers by 1 after the three-point play was wiped off by the Carlisle challenge. Now it's Halliburton stepping back, going to his left, and still without a three-pointer, 0 for 8. Cunningham switched on to by Mathurin. Now Stewart changing sides of the floor. Hardaway can't touch it, but Stewart able to react to the ball nicely. Late clock for Cunningham. He's got Mathurin on him one-on-one. He'll just try him. Goes right through him, but he blew the layup. Ivy flew in, but couldn't control the rebound. Nobody has scored in some time here. They're going to use Halliburton as a screener, but it's Turner who's called for the foul. A legal screen. That's a legal screen in that area of the floor by Miles Turner brings back some negative memories for Pacers fans from the game against New York last year. Pacers did, of course, eventually win that series. Mathurin will back off. Cade denied. No, he was able to get his hand on it, but couldn't then attack. They are really right in the grill of Cunningham. He finally gets it back. He's going to go at Turner. Stop from behind by Turner. Duran just back into the game with the rebound. Harris can't get it. Ivy flew in, but Mathurin rebounded. Both teams feeding for a bucket right now. They want to involve Harris in the pick and roll. It's Halliburton. Threw it behind his back. Not even close. Great hustle there by Mathurin, who's been active. 5 to shoot. This is Siakam taking a tough fader on Harris. That was pretty good defense. Updating you on Brandon Miller. Left hip soreness will not return for Charlotte. They try to involve Halliburton in the pick and roll. But yeah, I mean, this is an example of what some of the issues are with JB Bickerstaff's offense. Like you run the first action and there's no second thing. But Ivy's going to blow past. He maybe got held as well, but Turner couldn't react. So it's Mathurin instead of Neesmith that appears closing it out. At the 3, Halliburton going left. Turner, oh no, I'm sorry, that's Siakam. Mathurin had one more to Turner. Instead, he makes it himself. Big shot there. Mathurin has a couple of catch and shoot threes and has made a difference with his hustle and athleticism. 12 in the quarter for Mathurin. Ivy in pick and roll. That's left well short. Harris couldn't get the rebound. Pacers starting to assert themselves as Siakam, beautiful job, running the floor for the dunk. Relentless running of the floor by Siakam. This had been a brutal stretch with no stoppages, and he outran someone in Duran who was fresh into the game. And Cade Cunningham, how about reacting there in front of Siakam instead of just backing off? Cade across the lane, and finally he is fouled. A tap on the arm. There could be another challenge here if they want to use it. So Cunningham trying to break this skid for the Pistons. So Hardaway out, Beasley in. Get a look at who JB Bickerstaff wants to close with. It'll be their 3 young stars. Well, young players, perhaps more accurately, Cunningham, Ivy, and Duran, and then they're going to go with Tobias Harris and Beasley right now. So we got a spill delay in between Cunningham's free throws. See if that disrupts it at all. Yeah, Pistons trying the Jason Kidd trick. Exactly. Yeah, Cunningham has 27. He's 10 of 22 from the field with 8 assists. Off the bench, Beasley has 13, only Piston in double figures off the bench. TJ McConnell celebrating his contract extension with 14 points on 7 of 8, and Matherin has 17 in his 25 minutes off the bench. Neesmith has 4 fouls, and it doesn't look like Carlisle is going to go back to him. Good pressure by the Pistons here. Nemhard picks it up. They want to get it out to Halliburton, guarded by Beasley. That's not a great guy you want guarding the ball for the Pistons, but they do have some spacing. They've been struggling to score. Halliburton almost lost it. He was going to take the step back to his right here. That's what he wants. Now he turns over his right shoulder, and Harris was ready for that unorthodox move. Really nice defense by Tobias Harris, because I certainly wasn't expecting that type of a shot from Halliburton over his right shoulder. Matherin, Cunningham stays with him, no advantage. He'll try again, takes a deep three. Oh, and a terrible foul by Duran. That'll be 3 free throws for the Montreal native. And part of the reason that that happens is Duran is kind of in no man's land there. Is he switching? He thinks he's there. It's a good contest, but just you got to put it in between his elbows instead on the elbow. You just got him with the tap. I don't think his positioning was bad as Matherin can't get that first free throw. Yeah, Matherin, this was the thing that made him so sensational those first couple years of his or months of his rookie year was his ability to get to the foul line, and that one rattles in. Yeah, Pacers are 8 of 29 from 3. Not a very high number in terms of attempts. Meanwhile, the Pistons 9 of 30. 6-point game. Pistons got to pitch a perfect one here. They've got about 3-4 possessions left to make up 6 points, and we're going to get a hold from behind on Halliburton. Halliburton has been active. He's got 2 blocks and 3 steals, but not a good foul there. That is going to give up free throws with very little time coming off the clock. Yep, clear foul there from behind by Halliburton. I appreciate trying to contest by Halliburton. I think he has generally shown a higher effort level tonight, but that one you got to make him use some time. Miss free throw, tipped out by Duran, but to nobody. So this in this point probably important to run some clock. Halliburton just keeps going though. Turner, no, he passed it up. That's the right decision in this instance, I would say, with a 2-possession lead. Turner tries to slip out. Now they'll set 2 screens for Halliburton. He rejects. Kick it out to Siakam, 3-pointer. That's well short. Good defense by the Pistons. Oh, and Turner could have had an offensive rebound, just didn't react quickly enough. Here come the Pistons. Cunningham into the lane. He's got Duren trailing. Instead, he goes for the three. It's Harris. Oh, they needed that one. I don't mind going for the three in that situation, down 2 possessions, but uh, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Nice job by Jaden Ivey pressuring up. That's actually what I would say has been the biggest difference I've noticed from the Pistons with JB Bickerstaff is just more overall pressure on the perimeter, including even when they tried to run a bunch of stuff through Miles Turner at the 3-point line. So they got to get a 2-for-1 here, of course. Duren screens away. Now gets the screen for Cunningham. Beasley cut to the baseline, and Duren got a hand on that pass and then was fouled. So the Pacers have committed 21 fouls. Pistons 22 of 26 from the line, and these are big free throws for Duren, who's 3 of 4 tonight. Yeah, these are big free throws for Duren, and he makes the first one. Should we take a guess on Jalen Duren's career free throw percentage? I may not get to it in time here. One possession game. So imperative that the Pacers run the time down pretty well here. It's Mathurin trying to bring it up. Do they double team? I would double team here. That's what they go for. Mathurin gets it. Can he be trusted to make the decision? They back it out to Halliburton. Now you just play straight defense. Off the screen. Siakam, good help at the nail. They left Mathurin, run off by Beasley. They rotate it. Halliburton looking for his first 3 of the night. And maybe just a little bit too extreme of a closeout by Beasley put him into rotation, but nice job by Mathurin making the right decision on the closeout. They move it, and now the Pistons are into great difficulty as Halliburton finally gets a 3-pointer drop, that one of the spot-up variety. Yeah, Duren stuck on the backside there. He had 2. Halliburton, a little eyebrow fake to freeze him, and then drained that spot up. All right, I think we can go elsewhere here. Let's get back to this Rockets and Hornets game because I got to watch that one for the pod anyway. So Rockets have taken a 67-53 lead. If you're just joining us here, Brandon Miller hurt his left hip apparently and will not return. Didn't see exactly what happened to him. For the Hornets, LaMelo Ball, 16 points, 6 of 12 with 6 assists. Only other Hornet in double figures is Mann with 10. For Charlotte, losing Brandon Miller really hurts because they just don't have much size or length on the perimeter. Of course, they're also missing Mark Williams. Alperen Sengun is absolutely feasting. 5 offensive rebounds, 23 points, 9 of 15 from the field. Jalen Green started hot and then went on a jag of missed threes. He's also only 1 of 5 from 2, 13 points for him. And Amen Thompson, 13 points in 11 minutes. Again, the Hornets' general lack of size, athleticism, and intensity has been a big problem against this Rockets team that has all of those qualities in spades. Yeah, also noteworthy, the Rockets, a team that was able to quell their turnovers a year ago by playing slower. They only have 4 so far, 7 for the Hornets. Yeah, if you guys want me to go anywhere else, I will certainly consider that. Maybe I'll just load Hawks Nets into the queue if we need it. Yeah, so Steven Adams actually is out with a calf issue, which would make me guess he's probably going to miss like 2 weeks, frankly. And they've gone with Landale as the backup center rather than Jabari Smith Jr. I think ultimately they want to go with Jabari Smith Jr. as the backup center rather than Landale. But I think this was a relatively new development with this calf issue for Adams. And so they want to just maybe just stay playing with the center because that's what they've been practicing. Shingun sets the screen. LaMelo really struggled to get over that one, and that releases Shingun. Nice verticality by Richards, though. I think Shingun could have made that one. Now it's Ball. Crossover into the lane. Nice defense by Shingun. He's been good defensively tonight. Smith pulls up in transition for the three and drains it. Only a second field goal by Jabari Smith Jr. Smith hasn't touched it much, but when he has, he's let it fly. Cody Martin will get the screen from Richards. Not the devastating pick and roll combination, but they score. Not one of Jalen Green's best defensive efforts. Now they want to go to Brooks, posting up ruggedly against the smaller Seth Curry. Kick out. Shengun looking to interact with Green. Good denial by Martin. Green gets it back. Look out. And he's fouled by Richards, who can't believe it. Green, if you missed it in the first half, almost completely ended Grant Williams with a dunk, but it slipped out of his hands. Let's see. Indiana Detroit is back within 4, 113-109. Keep an eye on that one. So back to 13. Brooks went down. Ball with this terrible view finds Bridges, but Bridges had a wide open shot. Bridges has done little tonight. Ball finds Bridges again. Shengun bothered him, but not enough. And the righty floater by Bridges, a shot that he favors even as a left-handed player inside. Green interacting with Shengun. He'll fire that three going to his right, and that goes down. Jalen Green, although that was an offensive foul or a loose ball foul on the rebounding action, that won't negate Jaden Ivey made a two. It was not a quick two, however. Tobias Harris missed a three. They probably should have kicked it out, but that's what made it a 4-point game, and the Pacers have advanced the ball. So nothing happening there yet. Martin, they try to use him more as a point guard just because he can't shoot it all. Ball out of the corner. They hand off. Van Vliet can't keep him on the side. Now he does. Ball getting into the lane. Van Vliet harrying him from behind. Ball long strides, but can't finish. And Richards is going to pick up another foul. He wants a review, but I believe that will be his fourth. And as much as Richards hasn't been particularly effective tonight, the rim protection is really going to go downhill without him. So Musa Diabate is in. I thought they had more success with Grant Williams at the 5. Diabate really cannot guard Shengun at all, and I would expect Houston to go right to him. There's Shengun setting the screen. They'll rescreen. Van Vliet is wide open. Couldn't get that one off the dribble. Bridges picked up by Smith Jr. Now it's Curry, kicks it out, but nice peel switch by Brooks into the corner. Now Bridges still against Smith. Bridges on the drive, and he traveled. He landed. They're very rare that you'll get that up and down call, but an obvious one that time. Now they want to involve Misic and have him guard Green. Green getting off the ball. They've got a chance with Van Vliet getting into the lane instead. Van Vliet staying on the ball, pump fake, nowhere to go, has to kick it out to Smith, who fires. That's basically every time Smith has touched the ball, it seems like he's shot a three, but he hasn't touched the ball much. Micic, he'll fire the three. That's off the heel. Martin in the right place. They go under on Micic again. He'll fire again, and he found the range. Double screen. Bridges will switch onto it. Now they switch the angle for Green. He's going to fire again off the dribble. That shot is as Şengün gets blocked by Diabate. That shot has been there for Jalen Green, and it seems like a shot that both teams want him taking right now. Yeah, this is a great block by Diabate. Started his career with the Clippers and ended up in Charlotte as a result of that Knicks trade. As Smith takes a transition take foul, interestingly enough. Feels as though the Rockets should be blowing the Hornets out. I really would like to see them getting the ball more to Şengün in the post. Every time they've done that, it's been really good. Instead, it's been a lot of Van Vliet and a lot of Green shooting, and it just hasn't been as efficient as now the Rockets get into their bench with Thompson replacing Green. So this is something I talked about with Jackson Gatlin today, what it looks like with Thompson and Şengün on the floor together. But I don't think the Hornets have the defense to really cause problems for that alignment for Houston. Thompson getting over the screen. Here's Mann beating Thompson, but he left it short. Thompson back into the action with the rebound. Finds Van Vliet on the right side. Van Vliet will fire. There are rebounders there for the Rockets, but it bounces right to Micic instead. Micic turns the corner. Pass fake. Missed the jumper. Got his own. He'll loop a pass. Good pressure by Brooks, but a foul. And we're going to get a Reed Shepherd stint as well. See what's going on in that Brooklyn Atlanta game. We probably should watch the end of that if it's close. Man, stepping back against Smith. Yeah. And that Trey Mann, it wasn't bad for Charlotte last year. And he's a tough guy to evaluate because if he takes those difficult shots and they go in, he's a good player. If they don't, he's not a good player. Now they go to Şengün when he has a superior post defender on him in Williams. They waited so long to do that. Why didn't they go to him when he was being guarded by Diabate? Now Şengün, he stopped. Diabate came over to get him for a second time. Micic finding Curry back to Williams. Şengün late getting back, but now he has. And Micic tried to throw it off of Smith, and Şengün intercepts. And we're going to get a trip on Micic for Van Vliet. So this is interesting. This is something I talked about Jackson today as well. Putting the center on a Ben Thompson. And so now they can put Grant Williams, the superior post defender, on Şengün, and then they still have Diabate behind the play guarding Thompson. Van Vliet gets that first one, and we'll see Jock Landale. He'll actually replace, looks like they're going to have Eason replacing Smith and Landale replacing Şengün. Yeah, how close is that Nets game? Gotta get my windows right here. 90 to 89 with 8:23 left. All right, so yeah, we can maybe finish out this quarter and then get to Atlanta for the end of that one. Man off the Diabate screen, drop coverage by Landale. Man guarded by Eason, still on the ball. No advantage gained yet for Charlotte. Micic will have to attack. Tough fader, and Micic hitting that mid-ranger. Shepard gets the step-up screen. Micic is on his hip. Nothing going. They'll change sides of the floor. And Eason was wide open. Van Vliet just didn't see him. Instead, he has to take a deep three. And Van Vliet hasn't been very good offensively so far. Williams picks up his dribble. Ball trying to get it back against Eason. Switched on to by Van Vliet. Ball gets to a spot. Wow, Thompson almost got the block flying in, but Ball with a nice finish. Thompson getting it up quickly. He's guarded by Diabate. Landale trying to post up on man. Eason doesn't see him. He fires the three instead. Good rebound by Ball. Ball on the push. He's got a man on his right, Micic. Micic has had a lot of action, but couldn't get that three. And a car crash underneath as it'll be the Rockets ball. Yeah, Van Vliet will sit down. And Jalen Green is back in, interestingly. So Shepard, Green, Eason, Thompson, Landale. Eason looking to get to that right hand. Micic, good scouting, cut him off again. Eason going to that mid-ranger and scores. That's a shot I would imagine Charlotte would give up, but Eason hits it. Ball. Thompson is on him nicely. Thompson has been really impressive defensively. Now it's man trying Jalen Green. Cut off nicely by Jalen Green. Now it's Micic. Oh, that's just beautiful point guard play by Micic. He doesn't want to take the layup. Everyone knows he doesn't want to take the layup, and he fooled him into thinking he was taking the layup. Now Shepard switched on to by Williams. Now Eason goes right through Ball, leaves it for Landale off the glass. Nice attack by Eason going to his disfavored left hand. Trying to force LaMelo left. Picked up by Landale. Let's give it back to LaMelo. Yeah, Micic is like, hey, get it back. And LaMelo's just like, I passed it. I don't want to get it back. And now they get it switched back. The LaMelo just not ready to take advantage of the mismatch. He'll just shoot it over Shepard. That was almost a one-legger by LaMelo. Man still can't get anywhere against Green. Good individual defense by Green. Man tries again. Green couldn't get off the ground that time to contest. So Houston really struggling to score. Green fires another three. Thompson gets inside. Why didn't he go up with that against Grant Williams? And now they've turned it over. Micic against Shepard. Shepard has not been featured so far, and it's thrown away. Micic that time couldn't make the play inside. Shepard picked up nicely by Ball. He'll get the Landale screen. Williams is going to switch on to Shepard. Let's see if he can beat him. He can. Nice drive, and that's a goaltend from behind by Williams. Love the aggressiveness there from Reed Shepard. Yeah, it sounds like this Nets game is a little bit of a shit show here. Shepard switching on to LaMelo. Let's see what happens here. Are you going to go right at him? Yeah, he blew by him, and he's fouled from behind. Not sure who got him. All right, let's switch over to this Nets game here. Why not? So for the last time we'll be able to say that this year. So we'll get a look at whether this is a flagrant, I suppose. Especially if there have been a bunch of fights, this is going to be a flagrant, I would bet. They're going to err on the side of making it a flagrant, and that was not really any kind of a play on the ball. So I want to see more replays, but that's my initial impression. Pacers did, of course, take care of Detroit, outscoring them 33-19 in the fourth. Yeah, catch you up on this a little bit. Ben Simmons, 6 points, 8 assists. He's played 22 minutes, starting at center with Claxton coming off the bench since he is on a minutes limit due to the hamstring. No net has been particularly efficient in this one. Cam Thomas, 7 of 19 from the field, but 4 of 10 from three, only one free throw attempt. He's usually kind of relying on that to get to the foul line. And then for Atlanta, Trey hasn't actually taken that many shots. He has 11 assists, but he's plus 15. And Vic Krejci playing backup point guard for these guys is negative 11 in 11 minutes. So they're still reviewing this. It seems like they're not going to review it this long to not call a flagrant. Yeah. So be it. All right. Well, I was wrong there. So pretty soon we'll have some action actually discussed in this one as Hunter hits that first free throw. Atlanta now up 6. And this is one if you're making that hard push for the 9 seed, you got to win at home against Brooklyn. Yeah, pretty interesting that Atlanta has only taken 21 threes, and 6 of those belong to Bogdanovich. Certainly their three-point volume is something that I had some concerns about. So Simmons operating up top and a foul in the screening action. I imagine this will continue to be called pretty tightly. And with Brooklyn in the bonus, that is an atrocious foul. A good free throw shooter and Cam Johnson will head to the line. Yeah, Orlando, what a ridiculous third quarter from them. Outscored Miami 39-18. They now lead by 25 in Miami. And Houston, that hasn't updated yet. So never mind. So Trey at the controls. He's being guarded by Jalen Wilson. Trey gets the back door, floats it up. Beautiful work there. He just used his brain to beat Wilson that time. 7-point Atlanta lead. And Simmons continuing to play center. Not really a threat out there. Wilson turns it. Young calls the late switch, and Wilson doesn't have the biggest wingspan. Couldn't finish over a Kongu on the hook. Daniels doesn't want that three. Instead, he'll set up Hunter, who does. Daniels steps in, but he blew the tip. Kept it alive, however. Hunter will try again. Same spot, and that's good. Atlanta now up 10. Simmons just not really even looking at the basket, and then he just throws away that pass. It was still should have been caught, but was off target. So yeah, good. This is our good luck here that as soon as this game was turned on, it starts to become a blowout. So let's see, are they going to go back to Claxton here now? No, I think he's exhausted his minute limit. So they are now going to go, they take Simmons out. They are going without a center or even really a power forward. Yeah, I guess you would say Finney Smith is the center here. Shooter switching on to Young. Young has a Kongu rolling, couldn't get it to him. Good defense by the Nets. Young eluding Schroeder, but left it short. Schroeder has it in transition. Ahead to Finney Smith. He'll fire and hit. They needed that. Ah, yes, Claxton has been ejected. Excuse me. Thank you for the note there. So he has exhausted his minutes limit. I was right. He can't play anymore. Oh, there's a Kongwu. They changed sides of the floor off the initial pick and roll, and then Daniels was able to find a Kongwu. He'll probably get to close this one out. He's got 20 points. Schroeder against Young. Advantage matchup. He should just go right by Trae Young here instead of going for a screen. Young at least keeps him off the right hand, though. Here's the attack by Johnson. Corner. Finney Smith just hit one. Left it short. All these Nets guys are playing to get off of this team. So very important that they start making some shots. Young getting Schroeder onto him. Young working Jalen Wilson. Slip by him. Kick out. Hunter just hit a three. Left it short. Nice box out by Johnson on the bigger Okongwu. And Cam Thomas, this is his first touch in a while, and he's waving everyone away. He wants to go at Trae Young. Gets into the lane and force it up. Nice play there with little help available at the rim from the Hawks. This group doesn't have great creators, but they do at least have 5-out spacing. Oh, beautiful backdoor Okongwu. Young. Oh, that would have been a highlight. Young is second backdoor cut here, although at that time he was kind of jogging through, and Okongwu, look at this pass right out in front of him. And an obvious foul by Thomas. Meanwhile, fourth quarter in Houston, it's only a 4-point game. So actually, I might switch back to that one at our next break. Interesting that they got Trae guarding Schroeder, who's their biggest on-ball guy, but there isn't really a great hiding place for him at the moment. Now Schroeder forced left. Tried to find the roll man. Instead, Johnson behind the play, slips through, left it short. Nice rebound. That's Jalen Johnson back in the game. Hunter going to attack. Daniels, see, he doesn't want to run to the corner. That's why that turnover happens. His job there is to run to the corner. He doesn't want to do that. And Thomas hits a three to make him play. Yeah, Dyson Daniels, most guards are going to run to the corner and get a wide open three there. Instead, he cuts. They anticipated that he would go to the corner, and that's how you get that turnover and that three. So, yeah, let's go back. It's only a 6-point game here, but let's go back to this Houston and Charlotte game. I'm more interested in that one. And particularly because Charlotte has taken the lead. Finally, Miles Bridges gets up for a dunk, and Houston just has not been able to score. Yeah, see if we can catch up on this a little bit more in a moment. Yeah, my box score is actually a little behind on this one. See if I can find one that's updating faster. Sorry for the brief delay. Trying to just get the settings lined up. Yeah, so LaMelo has been really good. He has actually gotten to the foul line a ton here in the second. He's 8 of 8. He's got 24 points in 29 minutes. Jalen Green has taken 12 threes, made 4 of them. It's been the inside the arc game that has been great. And yeah, 0 assists. Rockets not exactly passing the ball around a lot. They have 14 assists on 31 field goals. And they're also 10 of 34 from 3, 10 of 28 for the Charlotte Hornets, and looks like Ime Udoka is going to go back to some of the starters here. Brooks, Van Vliet, Jabari Smith, all in. Yeah. Yeah, Atlanta 110, Brooklyn 102 right now. And nothing else is really close other than this one. So let's watch it. Van Vliet gets it to Green, who will interact with Brooks. A lot of kind of dummy action, a little blind pig, but nicely stopped on the back door by LaMelo. Here's Smith back to Şengün. He'll power in, pump fake, 2 guys on him. Maybe had Smith underneath, missed the hook, and rebounded by Charlotte. They can add to their 2-point lead. Bridges couldn't get his feet set. Just wasn't quite ready to shoot there. Ball is going to get into the lane here against Van Vliet. Has to back out. Still 10 to shoot. They got it up quickly. Now, man, switched on to by Van Vliet. He tried to fire at the mesh point of the screen, and yes, this will be a loose ball foul on Şengün. Generally, that face guarding box out style is going to result in a foul. Good effort by Richards. So they're going to give Ball another rest here in favor of Misic. I don't imagine he'll be out long. This is one that I imagine Charles Lee is going to go pretty hard for. This could be a long season for his young team to win your debut on the road against an ostensibly superior team. I think he's going to go for this one pretty hard. Man guarded by Smith. Smith trying to use his length to contain. Now Green against Curry got a good contest and forced a miss, and that's a better box out from Şengün. Yeah, I really want them to get into the post to Şengün again. That's been their best offense. They really have struggled to score here in the second half. Van Vliet works it. Yes, that's the right pass, but Şengün couldn't handle it. Green fires with 8 on the clock, and that's a huge 3 for Houston. They're back up 1. Yeah, Green had some interesting shooting splits a year ago. He was 33% on uncontested threes as Misic took a shot in the screening action. Oh, that's his shoulder. I hope he's okay. He's trying to jog back. Hopefully it's just a stinger. So Green actually shot equally on contested and uncontested threes a year ago as Curry commits a foul on Şengün. Ooh, Brooklyn and Atlanta is back to 4. Let's see here. Let's get to go back to Brooklyn, Atlanta. And Thomas could have cut it to 2, and Young is going to push it up here. So another bucket from Atlanta can put this one into a good situation. Johnson, early clock, he'll take it. Oh, just rims out, but Okongwu is fouled underneath. I mean, you just see they don't have any size at all. Finney Smith is out of the play already. Johnson is probably their second biggest guy. He's out of the play. So it's Thomas, Schroeder, and Jalen Wilson underneath trying to get this rebound. And Okongwu able to just rise above all three of them. What kind of extension would Jabari Smith get? That's a really interesting question because I don't think he's going to have much of an offensive role. I have a feeling it's going to come in lower than it should because I think he's a really valuable. I think he's like a quality starter. Um, it could be one where they just can't agree on it. Jalen Green just got an offensive rebound to put the Rockets up 3, and Atlanta back up by 6 on those 2 Okongwu free throws. Schroeder trying to get Johnson coming off the screen. He's pushed. That'll be free throws with only 7 going off the shot clock. That is not a good foul. They tried to get through the screen, but Johnson drew some contact. So a decent start to the season for Brooklyn here, and you can see they don't want to close with Ben Simmons. Claxton is coming off the hamstring and been ejected, and Sharp is out for who knows how much longer, probably another month with this hamstring issue. So Johnson hits the first, but they really just not having a center does make things difficult for them, even if at least their spacing is pretty decent. Johnson pure on both of those, back to a 4-point game. Can the Hawks continue to dominate on the offensive glass? They want to go after Thomas. Young rejects the screen, double teamed. Daniels not being guarded. Finney Smith picks him up. Daniels kicks out. They got no one filling the corner. No Bogdanovich right now. Oh, and Trae Young, he's one of the best at that move in the bonus. And that is a very cheap call. Yeah, I mean, no. That like he has nowhere to go. Like that, he's building the bridge to nowhere there. You can't bail him out with that call. So they're gonna challenge it. They're gonna lose, probably. But like that's the play that like should just it's not supposed to be a foul this year. Yeah, so well my guy David Guthrie, it's one of my favorite referees. I don't think that there's technically enough to overcome this. But like look at like Trae Young here. I mean, he's got nowhere to go, right? Like Johnson's leg is there in front of him. Like it's just a very cheap play. I mean, to pick up a blocking foul on that, like trying to deny the guy that space, I don't even really think like there's pretty minimal contact. Yeah, I mean, I really hope this is overturned. I don't think it will. Hottest take from several minutes of first night action. Hottest take. I don't know if this is hot, but uh the Pacers just need to get Tyrese Halliburton more involved. They just do too much other crap. Yeah, Halliburton, the worst three-point shooter in the league. That Detroit will be in the play-in hunt. We'll see. They could be. Why not? Like I thought their defense actually was decent. All right, let's see what David Guthrie has to say here. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bummer. That's not basketball. But yeah, if I had to pick a valuation for Jabari Smith Jr. to get back to that discussion, I mean, to me, it would be like high 20s per year. Given what I think he can do this year, and Lamelo just hit a step back in that Charlotte Rockets game to tie it at 88. Young hits the first free throw. Yeah, it's a good point by T Bones that Detroit looked better. I think that's right. I mean, they just I don't know how good their offense is. So Young only 1 out of 2. They got to get a three here. Schroeder, I mean, he could take that shot right there. Instead, they run the play for Johnson, and that Trey Young getting the steal on Schroeder. That's a beautiful play there by Trey Young. So they're going to try to double team now. Young, this time they let him out of that trap. He's still on the ball. Like, why foul there? Why commit that foul? Just continue to trap at that point. But yeah, all right, let's go back to the Charlotte game here. So Şengün missed the free throw. He was only in the high 60s last year. And let's see if Charlotte can steal one. Şengün has been really good, but hasn't done much in the last 12 minutes or so. Ball, they try to keep him off of the side. And yeah, that was Grant Williams left, but that's all Dylan Brooks forcing LaMelo Ball away from the screen and causing that miscommunication between Ball and Williams. Cody Martin is back in to guard Van Vliet into the post. They're going with Grant Williams at center. Şengün out to Van Vliet. Yes, that's the right pass. And I thought Martin was maybe a little too aggressive with that double team help. I thought Williams he's done a pretty good job on Şengün. He's a good post defender. So they're going with Amen Thompson here. Bridges trying to get it back to LaMelo. Smith switching on to him. LaMelo, they go under. Smith got a good contest off the heel. Nice defense there by the Rockets. Brooks. Thompson going to try to, they should look to Thompson down there against Micic. Here's a drive by Van Vliet. Absolutely nothing doing. Again, Fred Van Vliet, one of the worst contested finishers in the league, under 40%. Just threw that up there. Bridges. Oh, he rimmed in that righty floater. I wouldn't consider that a good shot, but it's 2 points. They're going to come back, it looks like, with Richards and, man, if you're joining us late, Miller, 11 minutes and left with left hip soreness. There's Şengün, and he's pushed out of it. But Thompson, with great effort underneath, LaMelo Ball wants no part of that and will stay right here. Thompson is going to shoot free throws. But you see Şengün now, this is, I hate this strategy by Houston because they've had large swaths of this game where Şengün is being guarded by Diabate or uh, being guarded by Nick Richards. And so I really don't like, why are you going to put him into the post against Grant Williams, who actually is stout and does a good job? I think what you do is you put Grant Williams playing a drop coverage and pick and roll defense as Green is going to come back in. And the Rockets, for all their brilliance, don't really have like a great pick and roll ball handler. Like Van Vliet is reliable, but he can't score out of that. Leave the replay on playback. Yeah, hopefully we can do that. Hopefully I think there's a way to do that now. I haven't looked at that closely. And I'm very interested to see, as Thompson missed both free throws, what the Rockets are going to do. They have actually taken Şengün out of the game here. Are they going to close without Şengün? Man attacking Green. Green done a pretty good job on him. Man almost traveled. Ooh, and now he throws it away. That was good defense by Jalen Green. Jalen Green has had a couple of moments where he wasn't that good defensively, but he's had some others that really were nice getting over screens. So now they want to go at Williams. Williams stops Green from turning the corner. Now they post up Smith. He's got to get bigger here. Get to it. See, that's a weak ass fadeaway right there. Like, I guess you got pushed off your spot like that by Trey Mann. Come on. Williams gets stripped by Thompson, and this will be a jump ball. Thompson, a favorite to win this one. Williams slipped out of there, but Amen Thompson has been a wrecking ball on defense. Yeah, it's not really an advantage drive there by Grant Williams, I would say. So Thompson should win this tip. He's got space behind him between Smith and Brooks. No, Charlotte gets it. Curry, Mann, Ball, Richards, and Williams. Ball. Inside out dribble. No, he just lost it. He smacked Brooks in the face as he was losing it, but a shot clock violation would have occurred anyway. Tie game. Neither team has been able to get much going offensively. Van Vliet has a wide open three off the dribble, and they ran a little Spain action there. Charles Lee's going to get a timeout. I think this is his use it or lose it to figure out how they want to guard that because that was just a very deep drop. And that's just too easy of a shot for a guy like Van Vliet. But the problem is, I mean, LaMelo, he's calling out the switch. Richards isn't ready for that. See, that's a mental mistake, I would say, by LaMelo because they were in that coverage with Grant Williams. And you can see Miles Bridges on the sideline, like, what are we doing here? Interesting that he's not closing, by the way. But I think that's a mental mistake by Ball because their coverage wouldn't be for Nick Richards to switch. Their Ball was still thinking it was Grant Williams. He didn't know the personnel. And of course, LaMelo Ball doesn't want to actually get over a screen. So it's amazing sometimes how, as a player, when you don't want to do something, you default into thinking that you're in the coverage that doesn't require you to do that thing. Jesus, this Hawks Nets game is still within 3. Do we need to go back there? No. Yeah, it's back to 4 now. So with 2 seconds left, so we're probably good there. How often are we going to do this during the season? I'm going to try to do it every week, actually, schedule permitting. So yeah, I want to see if Şengün is going to be out there. It's interesting that now finally they're going with Smith at center, and they're doing that with. Let's see if Charlotte still has Nick Richards out there. I'm guessing, yeah, they do have him out there. He's being guarded by Thompson. Man switched on to by Thompson. Now Green comes right back. Man stepping back. He got a shove it on Green, and he hits a tough three. He's had a couple of those, and that all happens just because he's able to get ahead of steam with Green switching onto him, knock him backwards, and hit a tough step back. Now they want to go at Richards. Same play they just used. Van Vliet getting to the mid range. Now Richard picks him up, and that is awful. Absolutely awful there by Richards to just you're like that's just not understanding what a player wants to do. That Fred Van Vliet is not going to just he had come to a complete stop. He's not going to just pull up and take like that sort of a jump shot from there. Like he'll take a floater or he'll nash under the basket. Like that is just a miserable foul. He was not going to take that shot. And if he does, good for him. Man up top, they're going to go right back to him here, it looks like. Brooks switching on to man. Man going to try to attack Brooks. Floater, yes. He's actually the sort of player that can give Brooks problem due to that kind of slithery quickness. Brooks can't really use his strength against him. Williams is headed back to the table. They screen for Van Vliet here with Thompson. Now Green popping out. Pass was too late. Green's going to have to create late in the clock. He'll take the three off the dribble. Big shot, well short. That could have broken the 98 all tie. Hornets now looking to do the same. Ball switched on to by Brooks. Ball going to put him in the mix. Gets it back, interacting with Bridges. Ball fires from way out. Wow, that was not close, but he knew exactly where it was headed. Thompson went down in the rebounding action, and Ball with a cheeky little play to put the Hornets up. Ball looking a little tired here, not getting through the screen. Van Vliet is wide open again. Yeah, I mean, the Rockets have that top of the key shot off the pick and roll anytime they want, and they haven't been making enough of them. Man going at Green, sprays it out. That's the right man in the corner, but he can't cash it out. Richards rebounds. They don't have Şengün in. Ball will fire, and that's good. 2 offensive rebounds in a row have led to 5 points by LaMelo Ball, and the Rockets are in difficulty all of a sudden, and I really, really question them taking their best offensive player out of the game in Alperen Şengün. I really question that. And particularly if they weren't going to have Grant Williams in, like he could just go to work anytime against Nick Richards. Tijan Salon is not in the rotation, it would appear. Who makes a trade first? The Nets or Utah? The Nets I think will be. They just have more players that teams want, and also maybe even more of a trade mindset. Should Salon be in the rotation? I don't know. They're up 5 against against a sensibly superior team. But I mean, I think they probably assessed his readiness and haven't found him to be ready. So now they're going to go back to Şengün under 2 minutes to go. They had to use one of their 2 remaining timeouts to get him in and stanch the bleeding. But Rockets are probably going to need a 3 now at some point here in this next minute 30 if they're down 5. Grant Williams again guarding Şengün. I think they should go pick and roll Şengün here. That's what they're going to know. They try to get it to him at the elbow and screen for Green. Green accelerates, gets past Williams, and scores. I love that play design there because Jalen Green is just so fast in a straight line. If you're going to switch, it's just really tough. See, Grant Williams is just stuck here. He's trying to pressure the ball. Him trying to go from 0 to 60 with Green already running is a very difficult play for him. And Green able to get that finish at the basket and makes the free throw. Huge there to get that 3-point play and get back into contact. Green's 3rd 2-point field goal of the game. Back screen for Man. Ball going to try to involve Şengün in pick and roll. And an offensive foul. Brooks. Williams wants a review. Let's see if we can get a look at it here. These are tough to get an overturn on. You know, we'll see there. It doesn't look like he was moving too much. Maybe the right foot is outside the cone of his body there. He firms up some. We don't really have a great view. So no challenge. They're going to run the same play again here. They try to go under. This time Şengün sets the screen. That they're in a drop coverage and Green hits it. So they changed up the coverage that time. Green recognized it and again took what's available. 5 straight points for him. Tie game. Şengün gets a hand on it with man. Back to Williams. They're still in good order. Now ball. Back to Williams. Şengün getting out there. Williams eludes a big three. Is good by Grant Williams. They should call. They only have one timeout left. They got to get a 2-for-1 here. He's got to go quick. Behind the back, almost a charge, and he's turned it over, and a quick timeout taken with Williams on the ground. Awful play by Şengün. And I thought Şengün maybe was just a little bit too aggressive. I think he had Grant Williams closed down pretty nicely on the other end, and he jumped at it. He just flew at him. I think with 3 on the shot clock, maybe he just thought there wasn't time for another play. And then Şengün just lost it. Could have been a charge very easily. Williams, great job diving on the floor, and they get the timeout before he can be tied up. Although his record at jump balls in this game is 1-0. So now, with a 3-point differential in the score, 10-second differential in the shot clock, you're probably going to play defense here as Houston, but you're going to want to trap and try to force them to go early if you can, because they're going to want to waste time. They'll likely take Şengün out and go with Smith. I guess it's Thompson likely replacing him. So they're going to try to get a group that can pressure up. Deny the ball in bounds. They should be able to advance it here. But once it gets in, I think they're going to want to double team it. I think if you're Charlotte, you want to avoid throwing it in the backcourt here to start an 8-second count. They do throw it in the backcourt. They are not going to double team. Curry wants man to go get it. 10-second differential. They'll run it down. No trap, nothing. I don't like that. Van Vliet, he wants to take the first screener who comes up here. That's what they're going to do. Man's just going to try Green 1-on-1. He almost runs into Van Vliet. Still on the ball with 2 to shoot. Left it short. Williams, it's loose. Charlotte has it. They got a foul now. They do foul ball, but the offensive rebounds for Charlotte, 3 huge ones. They got 5-second chance points in the last couple minutes, and now a chance to salt it away at the line. Let's see what happens on this rebound. Yeah, it's Grant Williams who makes the play among 3 Rockets. Brooks did not do a good enough job of boxing him out. Oh, I'm sorry. This is actually not free throws yet. They get it in, and Ball has it. He'll be a very reliable free throw shooter. Amen tried to deny him, but couldn't do it. Yeah, Ball has been the best player in the game, and he's got a chance to end this one for Charlotte. Yeah, not even close to hitting the rim. They'll bring in Şengün for rebounding purposes, but surely a timeout is coming. That was the big one that Ball needed to hit. Yeah. Absent a turnover by Charlotte, this game should be over. Yeah, so LaMelo, really nice start to a comeback season for him. And he does drain that one as well. So catch you up on scores around the league. Memphis 61, Utah 50. Zach Edey, 8 minutes, 1 of 1 from the field. I know we had a couple of questions about that, but Santi Aldama has 15 points, 5 of 7 from 3, replacing Jaren Jackson Jr., who wasn't ready yet with that hamstring. They even had 11 minutes for Jay Huff off their bench. Morant, interestingly, Morant has only played 13 minutes. And then for Utah, Keontae George has 1 point on 0 of 9 shooting. Markkanen has 16. And Walker Kessler has 4 block shots in the first half. But yeah, it's I mean Bryce Sensabaugh is in the Utah rotation for 8 minutes. They went with Patty Mills. I guess who is oh yeah, Collier is out. I guess they felt like they needed to play Patty Mills for some reason. I don't know why they couldn't just get enough minutes from Sexton, George, and Clarkson. I mean, Colin Sexton has 12 points on 4 of 6, but he's only played 12 minutes. Rockets got to get a 3 here. It's Smith. Good contest by Williams. Oh, no, it's not. He fouled him. I thought he jumped straight up, I think. I imagine this will be challenged. But this is actually pretty interesting here. Let's see. I mean, does he hit him on the arm? I was looking at the lower body. It didn't seem like much there. They will not challenge this. So this is interesting. If he makes the first 2 of these, well, there's so much for that. Never mind. I was going to say, if he makes the first 2, maybe you go for the intentional miss. You're still down 3 at that point, though. But of course, Houston is also out of timeouts, which really figures here as well. Smith does get the second one. Richards is in for rebounding purposes as well. But with only 4.8 left, even if he makes this, Houston fouls. Charlotte misses both, getting all the way down in 4.8 to get a 3 off and not have Charlotte give up a foul themselves is difficult. So Smith does hit that one. Charlotte has one more timeout, and they're just going to use it. Let's see. What else can we check in on here? New Orleans took care of Chicago pretty easily. Zach LaVine did have 27 points on 10 of 17. Giddey was 5 of 11. Only took 1 3 and had 3 assists. Actually, see if I can look at some of the plus minuses on that too. ESPN's box score is thinks that the score is 81-80, Bulls ahead, final score. So that's not very useful. Yeah, Buzelis only played 5 minutes, interestingly. So it looks like he was not going to be in the rotation. And then for New Orleans, this was a blowout down the end. They didn't have Zion. DeJounte Murray only played at the end, or was questionable with a family issue and did play. He was only 4 of 15, but Brandon Ingram, 33 points, 13 to 23. The Bulls don't really have anyone to guard him. All right, let's see if they can deny the ball in bounds here. Really their only hope. Oh, they just got it in. That was very close. I was counting in my head. That was up to 4. Misi played well, huh, in that game? Yeah, I had heard he had a really good camp. I'm excited to go back and look at that one at least a little bit. So, man, 1 free throw here, and that'll do it. All right, that'll do it for this stream as well. Thanks for joining us. Charlotte gets an opening night win in Houston. As excited as I was about the Houston Rockets, I also had their under. I also had the Charlotte under. So someone had to do something that I wasn't expecting tonight. But thanks so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun. And Danny and I are going to do this tomorrow for OKC and Denver. We'll talk to you all then.